Today, 4 years after the 44-day war, France is still trying to keep alive the Armenians' hopes for revenge to seize the Karabakh region of Azerbaijan. Although in fact these attempts look like attempts to resuscitate a corpse that has already begun to decompose, from a political point of view, Paris' actions are interference in the affairs of the South Caucasus region. The French foreign policy in the South Caucasus is not careful strategy. Moreover, this is a dangerous game. This could instill new hopes in the Armenians and inspire them to attack Azerbaijan, which would result in a final disaster for the occupier. During the 30-year occupation of Karabakh by Armenia, France did not lift a finger, never once exerted any pressure on Armenia in order to encourage it, even if not to liberate Karabakh, then at least to allow about 1 million Azerbaijani refugees to return to their native lands. All this is not surprising, since France itself, throughout the 19th and the first half of the 20th centuries, systematically and purposefully carried out a policy of genocide and ethnic cleansing against the indigenous peoples of the countries it occupied. France has got a vast experience of genocide and mass extermination and expulsion of entire peoples from their homes. The country, which today positions itself as a defender of the dispossessed Armenians, allegedly expelled from their native lands by Azerbaijan and Turkey, at one time purposefully without any strategic significance, exterminated the peoples of Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Djibouti, and many others. The most striking example in this long series of countries that were subjected to destruction, enslavement, and whose population was subjected to massive and systematic extermination is Algeria. In 1830, 1843, 1844, tens of thousands of Algerians were mercilessly butchered by the French. Even on May 8, 1945, when it became known about the surrender of the Third Reich and when all humanity was celebrating the victory over Nazis, the French drowned in blood the peaceful demonstrations of Algerians for independence. Nearly 30,000 Algerians were murdered. On October 17, 1961, about 6,000 Muslims were killed and thrown into the Seine. The Parisians then spent a long time catching corpses with broken skulls or gunshot wounds from the river. On the embankment of the Seine that day, graffiti appeared with the words, "Here we drown Algerians." In French-occupied Djibouti, Nigeria and Chad, people were prohibited from receiving Islamic education and mosques and madrasas were destroyed. Those who were demanding the recognition of their civil rights were killed. French crimes in Morocco and Tunisia are still well remembered in sharp memory of local nations. In 1994, more than 800,000 people died during the genocide of the Tutsi tribe in Rwanda. The military units and leadership of France had a direct connection to this. Another means of genocide was nuclear testing. The first nuclear tests were carried out in the desert region of Regon in Algeria in February 1960. The power of the nuclear bomb tested at the test site in Algeria was 70 kilotons, which was 3-4 times greater than the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. France conducted at least 17 nuclear tests in the Algerian desert from 1960 to 1966. The list of French crimes against Muslim nations is far from exhausted by what has been said. But something completely different is important, hoping that France will someday come to its senses and stop supporting and inciting Armenians to make new conquests, maintaining illusions in them about the possibility of new aggression against Azerbaijan, is the same as hoping the notorious cannibal will suddenly vomit from human flesh and become a vegetarian.